We are live from the home of the Pistons, Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. This is Kevin Harlan, joined at the broadcast table by Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And as always, we'll hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. The Detroit Pistons come into this one following a loss, guys, to the Celtics. Back to Cunningham. 6 to shoot. Lets it go. And Nix pulls it down. And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And Greg, what stands out for both of these rosters is that they both feature top-tier athleticism.
And Kevin, that bodes well for us, right? There's a lot of speed, some great athleticism. I'm sure we're going to get some highlight reel plays tonight.
Launches a three. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Johnson outside. Back to Exum. Kicks it out to Johnson. Over Whitmore. Johnson's shot is off. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Back to Whitmore. That one's in, his first shot this game.
And Whitmore, a beast inside because of his power and ability to elevate.
Pass to Saw. Stewart with the steal. Here's Bain. Finished off the break.
And what started it all, terrific anticipation on the defensive end.
Well, as a coach, you're always telling your guys to play hard. That's what we need.
Bain with the steal. Whitmore with it. And it's Johnson picking him up.
What a fighter. Whitmore was determined to get that to go.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. Free throw good, Whitmore. Minnesota off to a slow start. Looking for the first basket of the game. And Greg, for longtime Pistons fans, that bad boys era was so special.
I mean, Detroit's a tough, hard-working town, and those teams did have great talent led by Isaiah Thomas, but it was their physical, intimidating style of play that made them the bad boys.
And he comes up with the deuce. Baines got his second basket of the night.
And the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
Johnson outside. No good on the triple.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Here's Nix. Back to Bain. It's stolen by Cunningham. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
That's an aggressive play and a chance for Cunningham to get 3 points the old-fashioned way.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Pistons?
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
On top of that, they're creating turnovers and taking advantage by converting on the offensive end.
Team second.
Here's Whitmore. He's got 5. Five to shoot. Pulls up, high post. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Cunningham on the wing. It's hauled in by Stewart.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Driving to the basket.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Miller, that's for two. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
Pass to Stewart. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Now, here's Cunningham. And Cunningham with the slam.
Yeah, once he gets momentum going towards the rim, Cunningham is hard to veer off course.
Pistons leading by 4. Now, Whitmore. The kick out to Bain. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Alex Song.
Well, Bain has worked so hard to get his game where it is today.
And every year, and Greg, we agree, Bain seems to get better and better as a playmaker.
Doesn't overdo anything with his passing. Looks more and more comfortable creating off the driving kick. He's become a large part of this offensive engine.
They get the rebound. Kicks it out to Johnson. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in.
Johnson letting it fly in a hurry.
Now, let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff.
We talked about how dialed in he is on Cade Cunningham in this matchup. Coach told me the key is not to let him get into a rhythm early on. That might mean you have to throw different defenders at him. Maybe send them double teams too. Everything is on the table tonight. Let's see what they come up with for Cade. Guys?
Thanks, David. Detroit leading by 6. Pass to Bain. Nice ball movement by Detroit. It's stolen by Cunningham. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Exum with a wide open look. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
That fast break 3 is one of his favorite shots. He's never afraid to pull it up from deep.
Here's Fleming. Stewart with it. Now defended by Song. Daniels, no good. Stewart with the steal. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Stolen by Exum. And here's Cunningham. He has 5. Pass to Miller. And it's Exum in the corner. Cunningham outside. Shot clock at 5. Pulls it from 20. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And now just a 1-point Piston lead. Here's Nix. He has 5. Outside, Bain. Drills it from outside. Bain's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Yeah, Bain is dangerous from three-point land. The defense has to chase him off that line.
Miller outside. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. Miller's got 5.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Oh, and here we go. Cunningham heading to the hoop.
That was all Cade Cunningham. What a two-way play.
Pass to Fleming. High post Stewart. On the wing, Bain. Here's Daniels. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
Well, you expect there to be peaks and valleys, but you've got some excellent scores on both sides.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. Guys, what do you think so far from what we've seen from the Pistons?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
Here's Whitmore. Miller grabs the miss.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
Whitmore with it. Pass to Jerome. Misses the three. Now here is Miller. Left side, Portis. That's good. It's Miller with the assist. Portis has got the lead up to 1 now for Minnesota.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
Down low. And stolen by Portis. Pulls up for three. Exum's shot is off. And the Pistons with possession here. Now Whitmore. He has 5. Puts up a 3. It's good from long range. Whitmore's got 8 points.
He just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Out left to the wing. Here's Exum. And they come right back with their... own three-pointer. Exum's got the lead back up to 1 now for Minnesota. And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. So both teams making some changes here. Here's Jerome. Still yet to score. Pass to Vucevic. Shoots over Portis. The rebound by Shepherd.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Now, here is Miller. 5 points in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Shepherd. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's a 3-point Timberwolves lead. Whitmore with it. 8 points for him. They set the screen. Here's Hawkins. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Hawkins has got it all tied up now for the Pistons.
Look, Hawkins isn't a guy who creates often. His role is to bury jumpers.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Hey, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet, we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Here's Jerome. Pass to Vucevic. Inside. And stolen by Miller. Stolen away. And they're on the break. Over to the left wing. And here's Vucevic. Scoreless thus far. Stan, we have so many great players in this NBA. I mean, every night, from top to bottom, each roster, there are so many great players. But in your opinion, who is the toughest to game plan against?
Wow, that is a tough question because there's so many of them where there's no good answers. You know, let's take Jokic, for example. If you play him one-on-one, he's going to score virtually every time. If you come in, double-team him, send the second defender, he's going to make the right pass all the time. There's no way to absolutely stop him. You just do the best you can to limit their team.
The great ones always have answers, don't they, Stan?
If they didn't, Kevin, they wouldn't be the great ones.
That's right. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Timberwolves. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, there you see Cunningham's willingness to take contact, to battle for his shot inside.
He hits both from the stripe.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Here's Jerome. Pass to Vucevic. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Cranes it from beyond the arc. Vucevic has got 5 now.
Yeah, defensively, you have to keep track of Vucevic at the arc. He takes those shots when he's open.
Cunningham drives in. Portis in the post. And there's the call on Ty Jerome. That's his first foul. Both teams deciding to change it up. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guy. Several teams changing it up here. Kicks it out to Johnson. Oh, good on the 3. The Pistons leading. Here's Knicks. 5 points in the game. And it's Vucevic missing.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
The Timberwolves gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
From deep three-point land. The rebound by Shepard.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Pass to Thibault. Out to the wing. Good on the triple. Shepard's got the lead up to 3 now for the Timberwolves.
Well, clearly some sort of defensive breakdown there. He is not the kind of guy you give room to at the arc.
Outside, Payne. 6 on the shot clock. Over Thibault. Payne, no good. Timberwolves leading by 3. And, you know, Stan, we've watched Desmond Bane evolve into a number 1 option on offense. He's always been there, but now he really is at the top of the heap.
Yeah, he sure is. Look, Kevin, you know, he came into the league as a three-point shooter, and he's a great one. But he's developed his game off the dribble, very good mid-range shooter, and he's strong enough to finish around the rim. Yeah, every year in the league, Johnson's become a better three-point shooter. That tells you how hard he works in the offseason.
Here's Knicks. He's got 5. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
Now returning on the floor to your Pistons, number 9, Ty.
And so it's Minnesota with it. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Pass to Shepherd. To the left wing for 3. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Pistons trailed by 9. Now Vucevic. Now here's Payne. Defended by Thibault. And the foul called on Alex Song. That'll be his second foul of the game. 29 seconds left from the first half of basketball.
Number 23.
Pass to Vucevic. Just 5 to shoot. Over Song. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Vucevic has got 7 now in this quarter.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Got it out. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll go to the line to shoot 3.
Personal foul.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
Second free throw, no good.
Nikola Vucevic.
And so it's Minnesota with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And we'll be right back after this.
41.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Pistons trailed by 6. Here's Nix. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Fleming. Here's Vucevic. He's guarded by Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Bangs home the trifecta. Daniels has got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Pistons. Now here's Cunningham. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Out to Miller. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Miller's got 7 points in the game.
And great play by the young guy. Miller doesn't let the clock disrupt this motion.
Pass to Nix. To the paint. Now here's Vucevic. Out to the right wing. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Nix. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Nix has got his third basket of the night right there.
And everybody loves a big man that can pass. And Vucevic. Putting his vision on full display there. Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that, puts so much pressure on the defense.
Now here's Vucevic. He's got 8. Three-pointer, Daniels. That shot off. And it's Cunningham with the ball for the Timberwolves. Johnson outside. Cunningham looking it over. Back to Johnson. Off target from three-point range.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
To the inside. To the middle. And stolen by Song. Miller outside. To the wing right side. There's the 3. Sarr's shot is off. Pistons trailed by 4. Here's Knicks. Miller grabs the miss.
Oh, no excuse for a guy of his caliber. You've got to finish that slam. Got to be a little embarrassed by that one.
A wiry athlete, Jalen Johnson. 2 loud points.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Now Smith. Pass to Bain. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes are gone. Here's Smith. And it's a great finish!
Oh, my.
I tell you what, at only 6'3", Smith has some major hops. Super at leaping up quickly to throw it down.
Now, here's Cunningham. He's got 13. Miller, no up. Smith with it. On the wing, Daniels. Fires from deep. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Daniels has got 6 in the quarter.
And look, Daniels knows he has to keep working on his jumper. And these kind of shots only improve his confidence.
Now, here's Cunningham. And here's Miller outside. And Bain pulls it down. The Pistons trailing. For the lead. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding defense.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Here is Daniels after the basket by Minnesota. Back to Smith. Clock at 6. He takes it in, and it's slammed in by Smith.
I like whenever Smith leaps up high for the jam. He's a guy that just doesn't mess around when he's in attack mode to get to the rim.
Now, here's Cunningham. 13 points in the game. And Sarr throws it down.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Here's Bain. Stewart misses. To the paint. And Sarr throws it down.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Floats one up. And that one's good. Whitmore. Every year, Greg, we get a new batch of rookies into the NBA, and sometimes we're all guilty of judging them too early.
Oh, absolutely. I think we need probably 3 years to evaluate a player. You know, fans and media can be a little harsh at times, but not everybody develops at the same rate.
Timberwolves leading by 3. And it's Exum in the corner. Pass to Toppin. Takes the 3. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3 ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Here's Whitmore. He's got 10. Back to Stewart. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Well, this is where Stewart should look to score. He can be very effective down low.
Pass to Shepard. Timberwolves passing it around. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Top of the key. Rebounded by the Pistons. 52 seconds left to play here in the third. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Now, here's Bain. He's got 9. Pass to Stewart. For the lead, Toppin pulls it in. Minnesota in the lead. And here is Portis. It's intercepted. And here we go. Fast break, and Whitmore's got it. To the wing on the left. Pass to Toppin. Fires the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Toppin's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Whitmore. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. The Pistons shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
And both free throws good for Whitmore. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. Top Portis. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Timberwolves lead by 2. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Timberwolves on offense. The lead is 2. To the left side wing. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Shepard's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Minnesota. Pass to Reddish. Here's Nix. Back to Vucevic. And stolen by Portis. Toppin with it. Now Shepard. 6 to shoot. And he drives in. Chalk up 2 there. Now it's a 6-point Minnesota lead.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, and how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just fantastic execution.
Here's Hawkins. Drills the three-pointer.
Hey, they rely on Hawkins to stretch the floor for them.
Timberwolves leading by 3. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Here's Shepard. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control. That's how they play thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Down low. Pass to Nix. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Out to the wing. Fires top of the key. Vucevic with the rebound. Pistons trailed by 3. Here's Knicks. Pass to Vucevic. To tie it up. He sinks the three-pointer.
Amongst the centers in this league, Vooch is perhaps the best jump shooter. So comfortable letting it fly.
Outside Portis. Bible with the ball. Pass to Toppin. Detroit with the rebound. Here's Knicks.
Second personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the floor.
High post Vucevic. It's stolen by Cunningham. They could use a bucket. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
Yeah, and how about that beautiful two-way play from Cunningham, turning defense into offense.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. During that last break, I listened in to J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle. Now it's a close one, so Coach asked his team to keep their focus. He said this game's going to come down to mistakes. If we play clean, we'll win. Great game tonight. Let's see how it winds up. Guys?
Thank you, David.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
The Pistons trailing. Here's Whitmore. Pass to Vucevic. Three-pointer, Daniels. Detroit, no good that time either.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Back to Cunningham. And Cunningham with the slam.
Well, Cunningham, offensively, he can hurt you in so many ways, and he's got it all working tonight.
Pass to Knicks. Back to Bain. And the foul called on Brandon Miller. That's foul number 2 for him.
Team second.
Now, Whitmore. Just 5 on the clock. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham. And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
Yeah, Cunningham can very effectively run an offense. He knows when and where to move the ball.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Well, that's 4 turnovers for him on the game. Giving away possessions will not endear him to his coaching staff.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now.
Give yourself a big round of applause.
Timberwolves leading by 6. And here's Cunningham. On the wing, Johnson.
Pistons foul. Bench Hicks. Second personal foul. First team foul.
Pass to Saw. And a wide open look for Cunningham. Knocks down the 3-ball. Cunningham's got the lead up to 9 now for the Timberwolves. Here's Knicks. To the inside. Vucevic. And Vucevic throws it down.
Yeah, Vucevic is having no problem finding chances to score. The defense has to rethink how they're defending.
It's stolen by Vucevic.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Outside, Bain. Pass to Whitmore. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. From deep three-point land. 4 on the clock. Shoots from the elbow. Bain, no good. Timberwolves leading by 7. Miller outside. Pass to Song. Exum with it. .121 left in the fourth quarter. Kicks it out to Johnson. On the clock. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham. And the Timberwolves lead by 10.
Oh, man. Cunningham making it look easy.
Bain with it. Now defended by Exum. A kick out to Bain. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now, here's Cunningham. From past the arc. And it's Whitmore with the rebound. The Pistons on offense. Outside, Bain. Off target from outside. And they go to the intentional foul.
Second personal foul.
Good on the first, and that stretches their lead to 8.
The former #1 pick, Cunningham has dealt with some injuries, but when he's healthy, he's always a factor. And that'll just about do it. Coming through at the line in a big spot.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Whitmore. And Whitmore throws it down. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth. And so the Timberwolves take the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.